Hello everyone, I'm Georgia and this is The Sound of Georgia. Today I'm going to talk about The Sound of Music and specifically the Baroness and why she's not all that bad. If you've been to one of the Sound of Music sing-alongs, you know it's very interactive. They give you party poppers to pop at the beginning of the gazebo scene. You're supposed to woof like a dog when Rolf's on scene, which... yeah. You're supposed to boo at the Nazis, and whenever the Baroness is on stage, you're supposed to hiss. Like she's a snake or something. I didn't do that when I was there. I don't think I did any of it when I was there. But I would never dream of hissing at Elsa, because I think she's awesome. Last week in my video when I was sorting all the Hamilton characters into Hogwarts houses, and I said Maria Reynolds was not the villain, not by a long shot, I think it's the same with Elsa. If you've watched my other videos, you know that my obsessive love within the fandom, and specifically fanfiction, colours just about everything of Sound of Music for me. For the most part, the fanfiction is sympathetic to Elsa. Yes, sometimes she does some pretty mean stuff, but most of the time when that's the case, she has some sort of redemption arc. Because the Fun Traps really existed, history also seeps through into the fanfiction, and the captain's mother-in-law, through his first wife Agatha, is much more villainous for the most part. I'm not going to go into any details, but I think all but one story I've read have her as the villain, essentially. She's so much worse than anything Elsa does in the film or the stage show. So let's talk about Elsa. And I am going to be discussing both the film and the musical, because as I've said on multiple occasions, they're different, and we're going to need as much data as we can to prove that Elsa's an awesome person. She's from Vienna, and it goes without saying that she's very much upper class. So, as Georg says, she's charming, witty, graceful, a perfect hostess, and overall very sophisticated and cultured. Certainly more than any other character. And though it's not stated explicitly, I think we can all agree that is a big reason why she and Georg don't work together as a couple. We know a lot less about her in the film compared to the musical. In the musical we learn that her husband was a big businessman, and in some part she's active in the corporation. Max tells her at the beginning of the party that she is, without a doubt, the most, I've completely forgotten the adjective, corporation president in the entire world. Of course I forget the adjective. But the important part is corporation president. The film completely scraps all of that. Obviously in the musical she is still very much a glamorous socialite, but that's all we see in the film. But let's get to the reason people really don't like her. It's because she chases Maria away the night of the party, isn't it? But I don't know how villainous she is actually being in that scene. She knows she's losing Georg little by little, and I think she's definitely trying to remind Maria of her place and, on some level, scare her. But I never thought her ultimate goal was to chase Maria out of there. If you look, when Maria decides she's going to leave and picks up her bag and starts packing, Elsa looks surprised. She might not have wanted to chase Maria away, but that's still a good thing for her. I don't think she would have any reason to fake looking surprised. And how much of what she said is actually lies? What is to say that Elsa truly thinks that Georg will get over Maria? That he only thinks he's in love with her? I think even if she's trying to scare Maria, and I definitely think she is, it is completely plausible that she believes she's telling the truth. I can absolutely see that at this point she might actually not think they're in love, and that all it is he wants her in his bed. It wasn't all that uncommon for men to take mistresses. I'd mark it as completely plausible that she's telling the truth as she sees it. I'm sorry if everything looks completely different, I had my battery die on me. Anyway, and all that is film only. In the musical, it's Brigitte that confronts Maria about her feelings towards the captain. There's nothing about he thinks he's in love with you or he'll get over it soon enough. No, Brigitte is sure that they're both in love. And that all takes place before So Long Farewell. So, now that we've talked about Maria running away, let's talk about her return. In the musical, Elsa doesn't realise Maria's returned until Maria bursts in on her and Georg as they're saying goodbye. And they've split not because of Maria, but because of their political differences. We'll get back to that. Also, as an aside, the love scene's a hell of a lot less powerful when Maria knows Georg's already single. In the film, Elsa knows Maria's arrived back at the same time everybody else does. I guess she heard the commotion and walked out. And she does look annoyed. But again, exactly how much does that have to do with the scene in the bedroom? Again, I personally don't believe she was trying to scare her away. Scare her? Definitely. Scare her to the point of running away? No. But as I also said, even if that wasn't her intention, she doesn't stop it because it still helps her. Nothing really changes for her. It worked to her advantage, but when Maria arrives back, suddenly Elsa has competition again. And yet, despite everything, in fact most of the arguments I've already made could already go, when she knows it's over, when Georg tells her it's over, or they both mutually realise it's over, depending on whether we're talking about the stage or the screen, she backs out graciously. She genuinely does care about Georg, and she wants him to be happy, and she knows she's not the right person to make him happy. So she goes. And I do think she genuinely does care for him. Even though it may be purely platonic, I'll leave that up to you. She really does care about Georg. I think it was definitely a marriage more for convenience than it was out of love. And so when Maria comes in and she realises, yes, this is more than a fling, this is more than a crush, she goes. She backs out graciously because she knows that she's not the right person for Georg. In the stage she backs out graciously as well, but Maria's hardly got anything to do with that. The big thing is politics. Politics is the big deal breaker. So, to sum up very, very quickly, Georg's very anti-Nazi, but I'm sure you already knew that. Elsa, on the other hand, doesn't really care either way. She's much more focused on herself and what's easier for her. She doesn't want to rock the boat. If you haven't seen the musical, Max feels pretty much the exact same way. And in the film he says it right after Rolf gives him the telegram. You know, I have no political convictions. Can I help it if other people do? Politics or love, she knows when it's time to go. And even though it hurts her, she goes. The film is obviously much bigger than the musical. And because in the film it all has to do with Maria, that's why people hate her. I think as far as the scene in the bedroom, she was definitely acting out of jealousy. But I also think there's a possibility she thought she was telling her the truth. For better or worse, I think she thought she was telling Maria the truth. I don't think she realised at the time that Georg actually would fall in love with her. And I definitely don't think she thought Maria would run away. When Maria comes back, she's so close to victory. They've pretty much sealed the deal. And she's also realised by now that Georg really does love Maria. And I think that would hurt anyone. And that's really all Elsa is. She was a woman that wasn't able to get what she wanted. She was just unlucky when it came to what she wanted. But she realises that, despite all that, it's best for everyone if she goes. And I think that's actually pretty selfless. There are Nazis in this film, remember? Rethink who's the villain, because I don't think it's Elsa. I can completely understand why people don't like her. And as I said at the beginning, fanfiction affects me a lot. And I've seen my fair share of Elsa being an awful person in fanfiction. Heck, I've done it once or twice. But I don't think she's bad at all. I think she's just very, very human. And that's everything I've got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think of Elsa. Do you like her? Do you hate her? Do you prefer her in the musical or the film? Because she is different. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my video next week. So long, farewell!